We'll continue with our delving into Parshat Lech Lecha. We're on page 40 of the Lech Lecha section, Breshit Yud Gimel, 13th chapter of Genesis, Tevav, number 15. Ki, because, with a darga, so this is going to be something that brings us down and focuses us. Because you accepted, page 40, 13, 15, number 1.
Right, oh, I see.
Because you accepted a variety of sufferings in the past, and recently due to Lot, you will be rewarded with greatness in the future, as indicated by the shape of the reading mark. So, we had said that when we see Dargah, we're going to see something coming from one level to another. And what we're saying here is because Abraham was faithful, there is something that is going to come down from heaven and reward him. So we're going to see that float. We're going to hear that floating down when we read the note. Et kol haaretz, with all the land, with the stable, with the sheltered tevir. Number 2, you enjoy the blessings which go with all the land, as the Zohar says. Avram saw the whole world from all four corners, as shown by the shape of the reading mark. So when we look at the way that a lot of the Mefarshim have to look at this sentence that says Asher ata ro'eh, that you see. So all of the Mefarshim are struggling with this. Does that mean that Avram only has, so Rashi specifically says, well, a person can see, I don't know, this far or this far? That's all that Avram was going to inherit, just what he could see? And rather,
but what, the curtains?
It's the turtle thing. Yes, I am the king of all that I can see. But so the Rashi says rather that, and he's quoting from Midrash here, that Avram was prophetically given the view of the entire land of Israel in all of its directions, and in fact, from there, he was able to see to all four corners of the earth, and see Israel's influence on all four corners of the earth. So in essence, he was able to see everything.
But we don't get the whole world.
Okay, well, but we see our ability to influence the whole world from what we are going to have.
That's all the anti-Semites have to get a hold of this. Oh, they want greater Israel. They want the whole world. They want to take over the whole world. Actually, there is a place that when we were that there is a place in Israel. I forget what mount. There's a place where you can see all of Israel. That's where he was. Where is he now, Abraham?
You're thinking that it's up in the Shomron.
Yeah.
Right.
Where is he now? In where we are? Or doesn't say. He moves around so much. No, I know he's in Hekret, but is he in Elonei Mareh?
Elonei Mareh is the next place that's mentioned. Behu Elonei Mareh, so that's
right. So so that fits in with the Shemot. That's where you can see topographically. You can see almost all four. That's the highest point in Israel, or something like that.
There's a spot here in Mareh, in Shemot, you can see in every direction.
Yeah. Tzfat is not higher than Shemot, is it? Can't be.
Tzfat is the highest city in Israel.
Highest city.
900 meters.
highest mean that the most people smoking up there. Because there's always a cloud around it as well. So.
You expect Yerushalayim to be the highest?
No, I shouldn't.
That's why it's the holiest.
No, but that's the same idea that Sinai wasn't the tallest mountain because But there's that famous story like this. Okay. It says, God gave the Torah on Sinai because whatever.
Leave it on.
God gave his Torah on Sinai because he wanted to teach humility, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you're thinking, you said, you want to teach humility, so don't give it on a mountain at all, right? Give it a valley. If you really humble, not too humble. Like you have to have a sense of self also. Otherwise, you must learn skills.
Sure.
And
I hope you heard that.
We continue on number 3, Asher ata with a mercha, lightly connected to what was coming from before, but mostly moving us forward into what's going to go after. Number 3, all locations on land and sea that you have in it any interest shall be made gradually available to satisfy your desire, as stressed by the directional shape of the reading mark. So the flow is going to be with time that it's going to come into your possession. Ro'eh, see, with a tipcha, so this is going to close off the thought from before and pause slightly afterwards. Whatever advantages you can see in those places, I have created and have made their characteristics obviously attractive, as denoted by the closing shape of the directional reading mark. The eyes give us an immediate sensory input that usually influences whether we like something or not. So when we're seeing that Avram sees this, we're saying that he's going to see it for its attractive characteristics, for what is good in it, and he's going to focus on that. Lecha.
You didn't have to think Sarah was beautiful. We're talking about the same person.
And the question becomes,
Or see past the outside.
what does he let his focus go to? And there, the only time when he is swayed by outside things is when he comes to a place that the outside is the only focus that's there. So he has to at least go down to that plane in order to be able to relate to the people there. So once he's gone down to that plane, he does notice the things on that plane. And even if he's doing it for the best of intentions in order to maintain his mission as he goes down to Egypt, he has to go down to that level in order to be able to communicate, in order to be able to continue to perhaps have influence among the people there, because he's got to know who they are and what they are in order to change them or bring them to his level, or bring them higher than they are at least.
By the way, you said the key, you said when. It's very important to know that key doesn't always mean because. Most times it means when. And then later on, when we get to that, where the key arishena, it's not. God just promised him. He obviously knows he's going to get it, because they usually translate it wrong. It's because, but when I will get it, the precede hasn't been bad enough, key arishena.
Agreed. Lecha, for you, number 5, with the munach. So this is separated from what's come from before and mostly moving us forward into what's going to go afterwards. Because creation was the result of my decision and accomplishment, I am entitled to dispose of it as I wish. This is God Kivyachol speaking. Consequently, I assign it for you in phases, as you will be able to manage it. This, when you come to the second chapter of Bereshit, it says, "Eile toldot hashamayim va'aretz behibaram," and as they would. This is the unfolding story of the heavens and the earth as they were created. But if you look at that word behibaram, it's an anagram. It has Avraham. That if you switch those letters around, you get exactly this. You get the word of Avraham. That the creation was in fact assigned to Avraham in order to allow him to have influence over all of creation. So again, it's given to you in phases, and you will be able to manage it as suggested by the shape of the reading mark. So.
No. Okay. No.
So from this point on, Avram's influence can go over everything now, and again that fits with the theme of Asher Ata Ro'eh that you see goes from literally where you are to the ends of the earth. We do have a belief that in Yemot Mashiach, the influence of Jewish thought will go throughout the world, and up until that time, at least it should have influence over the land of Israel. So this is sort of all built into this thought of Avram can see the borders of Israel, and from there he can see the four corners of the earth as well. And Lecha Etnena, it was created specifically to be given to you. He Bar'am Ba'Avraham, it was given specifically, and it was created to be given to you. From this point on, you're going to have the influence in order to spread that. Etnena, I will give it with the stabilizing etnachta. Number 6, I will give it to those who deserve it at a time when they shall be able to keep it, as expressed by the stabilizing shape of the reading mark. So the giving is tied to it remaining in your hands, and that's the stability. Ulezaracha, with a tipcha, focused backwards and pausing slightly afterwards. And for your seed, number 7, this promise was given to you and your seed in the future as well, as specified by the closing shape of the directional reading mark. So everything that was given to Avram is going to, again, continue to propagate to the Jewish people afterwards. Ad olam, till eternity, standing by itself, because there's a pause before and a pause after, with the stabilizing sof pasuk. After receiving the promised land, they will keep it permanently till eternity, as it was reserved for you and for them. And again, that's the stabilizing aspect there. We are going to see as we read through the sentence that this bounty is flowing down from heaven with the dargah on the first note. That Avraham's seeing it, Asher Ata Ro'eh, pauses, that Avram seeing it is going to now create the circumstances of Lecha Etnena. So there's going to be a pause between those two phrases. Avram sees it, appreciates the good within it. From that point on, it becomes something that he can inherit and over time create influence over. And to your progeny, who are going to be the heirs of all the things that we said before, with the tipcha that's focused backwards and pauses, ad olam, and regardless what God's plan is what God's plan is, and that's the way that it's going to eventually stay. So again, that phrase sits by itself. Ki et kol haaretz asher ata roeh lecha etnena ulezaracha ad olam.
I just thought when we said the other name, Mareh, I guess the shorish there is from Ra'ah. Or Mareh, which is also something which fits in what we're talking about. Especially if it's that place that you can see all of Israel is from Elonei Mamre. Then you have to find what are they? Terebinth, right? Terebinth. See, that's a hard word to say. It should be a Becker Terebinth.
Well, the English language has many roots that are unpronounceable. There's some Gaelic things and some Greek things. And
how do you do a thin Hebrew? I know the J is Zion with a thing.
Tav with a thing.
Vav with a thing?
A tav.
Tav? With what thing? An accent?
With an accent, yeah.
I've never seen that. Like, give me a word. Like, I know Jabotinsky for J or Chernikovsky. What else? There's Z and J, and what other sounds are there? There's no W really. Vav or something. Vizotsky. That's a decent. So, give me a word that is it not a Hebrew word?
No, they're all like taking words from other languages.
Right. That's what
there's no Hebrew words that have these sounds in them. They're just ways of writing them. Ways of writing.
Hebrew would be all encompassing of every possible sound.
I know. Why?
Well, because what do you mean why? Because we're the root of everything. So we should have it.
Without a top, without a nikuda, isn't that all?
I will.
They do a lot of things.
I will ask the next time I'm in the presence of somebody who knows how to properly pronounce their gimel.
I have a feeling that a tough nikuda is
which would go
Well,
make
I
sense
will ask.
because you would expect that Hashem created the world with the Hebrew letters that it would encompass all sound because we don't.
I mean, listen, there are lots
We don't
of,
know how to read it.
there are
Same
lots
as, like
of,
you
you
said,
know,
the Jews.
clicks and so on that are in some of the African languages that don't you know, so
Well, I'm telling you, but if we pronounce-
this is a purposeful sound in order to create to discuss an aspect of something, and every sound doesn't necessarily have to have a creative purpose. The sound is there, but that doesn't mean that it's an elevated sound or a sound that.
No, but God does everything for a reason. Then. That's what, like Rabbi Melech said, why are there spiders and what was the other thing that he? Oh, and mental.
Mm-hmm. Went to the cave, yeah.
Okay. Not spiders, mental. Two things
Right.
that he said, and there he learned to realize my growth.
So everything is there in measure in Midah, and you know, some things have a very small measure that's good, and some things have a very large measure that's good.
I can't think of sound is bad. I mean, a swear word maybe. No, but I think it's more that we don't look for experience. Is that we don't know how to pronounce it properly. They're probably the Teimanim were considered maybe they know there probably is every sound. We're just like why
hard
should
to say because
why should there be two letters for the same sound? That's really it's redundant. Like a tet and a top. They can't be. We pronounce them all the same, but why do you need two letters to pronounce the same sound? Meaning they are pronounced differently. We just lost the
correct.
start right now. It's like that.
Correct.
That's the
So I don't know that there is, you know, there's a tradition about the actual letters. There's a tradition about the vowels. There's a tradition about the notes, but that there's a tradition about pronunciation.
sound is so
There
important.
really isn't.
There is. There's a whole thing, but there's six. The Hirsch bases this whole premise on the six. The word "kol" is mentioned 6 times at Mahar Sinai. So there's 6 labial, guttural, whatever,
Right.
dental, you know.
So there are types of sounds, but as to a standardized what each should sound like.
Whatever.
But,
I want to change that because remind me, you know, there's, and you're the one defining it. The greatest rabbi. There's 2 psukim in the Torah. I thought there was 1, but it turns out there's 2. I only know 1, where it has all the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet in 1 pasuk. There's only 2 psukim in the whole Torah that have that. In the same pasuk, obviously.
one
is the man.
Yeah.
No, but why am I mentioning that?
And there's another one in.
Where is it?
In Bamidbar towards the end, and I'm.
But what's the topic there? Because it makes sense why if God has over 5,000 psukim to pick from, and he chooses, obviously there's a reason why he chose those psukim to have all the. So by the man was all inclusive, and then he.
I'm sorry. So what was the first one?
The manna. There's a pasuk about the manna.
Okay.
So why would it be that? Because the man itself was all, including the whole olive base, right? So the man itself was all inclusive. There were no waste products, and you could taste whatever you wanted. So that's a parallel, all inclusive. So it's all inclusive. So I wanted the other pasuk. I wanted to know the meaning of that pasuk and see why they chose that. It has to have some all inclusiveness about that pasuk. How can we find out? You Google everything.
We read Balatorim every parsha, and then we'll get to it.
No, but there must be a shortcut.
Because if it's there, he's
Right.
definitely referenced.
But you look at yours, Mr. Google. Are you doing that now?
Turn off the tape.
I'm sure they want to know.
See if I can.
Okay, see,
turn off the
because it's actually Rabbi. What do you